Hey everybody. Well, working on the flail mower today. For a little while anyways. Got the blade drum, flail drum back from the balancer. They added a bunch of weight. Here and here, over there. I was going to put the bearings back on and I remembered that this side wouldn't accept grease, and I thought maybe it was plugged up, but it wouldn't accept it right from the start. So I also kind of thought, well, as much as they've screwed up on this thing, wouldn't surprise me if they did something wrong, and sure enough, they did. So there's a hole through the shaft, grease zerk goes here, grease comes out through this hole, goes into this groove, it goes all the way around. It's supposed to line up with the set screw hole in the bearing to allow grease to go through the set screw hole into the bearing, and it doesn't line up. Also, I noticed that the set screws were loose, and the reason is there was no access to get to them to tighten them up. So I thought, well, I better figure out something for that, because otherwise the drum could move back and forth and end up rubbing on the side of the mower and cause problems. So build up heat, cause a fire, make sparks. So I came up with a plan. We'll see if it works. This is the bearing housing from the other side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole through here. And I'm going to tap it to 1/8 inch pipe thread. And then I can put a plug in it, or I can put a grease zerk in it. So I could, if I can't grease it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to grind some material out of the bearing right here. In this area, the groove is about right here, and here's where the zerk is, so, or the hole for the grease to come through. I'm going to try to grind out some of this material here so that the grease can end up in that groove and come through here, through there, end up in the housing. But if it doesn't work, I can still grease it through this hole. It's just hard to get to when the mower's on the tractor, so that wouldn't be optimum. So then I had to figure out, well, how am I going to hold this thing to drill it, get everything square, make sure I don't screw it up. And I couldn't find the drill press vise because I hadn't used it since we moved over here. And so I had to dig through a bunch of boxes, and I found it. And then I was like, well, how am I going to hold this thing square? So I decided to put these bolts through here so that sits down nice and flat and square. Then I had to find some of my measuring tools, which I didn't know where they were at. This is so you can find the center of a round object. So that squares that all up. And here's the 1/8 inch pipe tap and the right size bit for that, and some 1/8 inch pipe grease zerks. And I'm pretty sure I have some 1/8 inch pipe plugs around somewhere. I'm gonna probably have to dig around for an hour to find those, but I got them somewhere. So that's my plan. I'll be able to stick an Allen wrench through here, tighten up one of the grease zerks, or one of the set screws, and then the other hole the grease will go through. So that's my plan. I'm sticking to it.